guys, welcome back to another episode of the Trading Coach Podcast, coming your way 3 times a week, each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, wherever you listen to the podcast app as well as YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Akil Stokes, and I've got a gem of an episode for you today. Every once in a while on this podcast, we take a break from me just rambling on for 15 to 20 minutes, and I share with you what are called accountability sessions. And these are the sessions that we have with the traders on our platform where, well, the first time we start off with an introduction, what got them into trading, what were their experience, and kind of make sure we're guiding them on the right path to develop and progress through the platform. But then we also encourage that they come back, every quarter, every couple months to kind of keep us up to date with their progress and just hold them accountable, not just us as coaches, but the community of traders over at Tier 1 as well. Hold them accountable, and that way they feel this type of pressure to do what they actually said they were going to do. And I was actually having a conversation this morning about success with someone on social media, and I told them that no one becomes successful by themselves. It takes kind of accountability of others to kind of keep you in that focused mindset on those days where you start to kind of veer off. And, I personally think I'm a strong-minded person, but you can take the strongest-minded person out there. They still have those times where they are depressed, where they are discouraged, where they just don't feel like moving on. And in those periods, that where your support system is so powerful. And this was kind of the issue that our trader here is having. And in this podcast, we get into it a little bit. He's going to talk a lot about the reality of strategy development. I actually just went through this trader's trade plan, and he ended up coding his own code. He showed me a full list of everything he tested. He was very specific and very diligent in his behavior. And I think it's going to be cool for anyone out there who has questions about what strategy development actually looks like. But what's cool is that he starts off the podcast by kind of talking about the obstacles that were in his path and how he has a problem with procrastination and how if he doesn't feel like he's progressing in the right direction, he gets distracted. And when he gets distracted, he does this, and that kind of takes him off his game. And he also talks about names a handful of awesome books that he's been reading or has read that kind of helped him get through this problem, I guess you can call it, this obstacle. So it is an amazing interview. Make sure you check it out from start to finish. If you're dealing with procrastination or dealing with lack of motivation, or if you really wanted to see kind of behind the curtain on what it really takes to develop a trading strategy, it's not like a one-day thing. This is going to be the episode for you. As always, if you enjoy it, do me a favor, leave me a rating, leave me a review on your favorite podcasting app. And I hope you guys enjoy the episode.
I'm doing good.
Good to see you again. How's everything been going your end?
It's been going all right. I mean, it's mixed. I've been on here, I think, about 3 months ago, and the first thing that I did was work on kind of my procrastination and my work ethic. It took me a while, but it's a lot better now than it used to be, so that's good. And then I went into strategy development, and that was a ride. So I basically, I spent nearly all the time developing it. And I thought I was done, and then I tested some more, and it turned out it actually didn't really work. So that's
right.
It's
but
tough.
At least you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So what have you been testing?
I've been testing, I've been trying to make a strategy viable with the parabolic SIR.
Okay. And initially, before you got into that phase, why was you struggling with procrastination, do you think?
I think it's because
Overwhelmed?
No, I think it's frustration from not progressing fast enough, or sometimes just hitting a wall, or things not going the way I want to, and then I get really frustrated, and I just need this feeling of success and progress, and then I tend to play video games or read something that's really interesting, or that just gets me this feeling of progression.
Right. Okay. So what are some of the things that you've done to overcome or help with that?
I read a few books, for example, Atomic Habits, that helped a lot. And there was also Your Next 5 Moves from Patrick Bet-David,
Yep.
the first chapter especially. And then there was, of course, Release Your Brakes by James Clear and Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill.
Wow, you smashed through some books there.
Yeah, I've read some of them already, but I went kind of over them again and wanted to and picked out what could help me with this.
Amazing. Well, I haven't read Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David, but I know I've read Atomic Habits and I've got Laws of Success. I haven't read the Off the Brakes one. Awesome. So you've been testing a strategy that you've been developing. You haven't had the results that you would have liked to have seen. So talk about that a little bit. Why?
All right. So I went through the courses and then came to the back testing step. And basically it was either take a pre-made strategy or make one. So I decided to make one. And I saw the parabolic SAR indicator on a chart and I thought, that looks interesting. Let me check out the formula to see how it's actually calculated. And the way it's calculated is basically if there's a long consolidation or if something runs up a lot and then has a pullback, then it swaps the indicator from bullish to bearish. And those are things that I saw in my experience beforehand, that after long consolidations or after rapid run-ups, things tend to change direction. So I really like that, and then decided to try working strategy with this indicator as a basis. Mm-hmm. And I tried to test a lot of stuff. I think I calculated it once. I tested over 200 different things, so it's quite a lot. But nothing really. There were some things that actually improved the strategy, but not enough. And even if I added all of them up, it actually didn't make it as profitable as I wanted to have, because I don't really care much about win ratio or risk reward ratio. I can, as long as I know it works, I can pull off any rules. But what I need to have is a profit factor above 2, because otherwise I feel uncomfortable because I'm giving so many games back. So that's what I was aiming for. Amazing. But I never really got over it until last weekend. And I finally got over it. So the way I was testing is I had 3 pairs and I didn't want to overfit the data on the pairs and the years. So I started with 6 years and 3 pairs, and I first test on one pair, then on the other one. And if it works on those 2, I test the other pair on the first 6 years. And so this kind of throws out a lot of the overfitted data. And it actually worked on those 3. And then I thought, okay, well, this is really good. And I tested on the next 5 years, which is 2016 to 2020. And it also worked. So I was kind of excited. And I thought, oh man, finally, after so much time, it works. And then this week I tested a few more pairs and it just didn't work on new pairs. And I was like, oh my God, how could this be what is this coincidence? I first tested on those 2 pairs, then I have a 3rd pair to make sure, and then additional years. And it works, and everything seems like it's working, and then you just get crushed and everything. And it's kind of a waste of time. But of course, I learned some things, but I don't have anything tangible to show except failed results.
Okay, well, failed results. I mean, that's something that you went and tested, and now you know it doesn't quite produce what you'd like it to produce. So, what most people do is they do that live while they're trading, and they end up time, and then it's game over. So what's where did the ideas come from? How did you develop it in the first place? Was it just like ideas, or was it just, what was it?
First I have ideas. I've of course gone through the courses and the indicators or techniques you use for other strategies. I tried all of those. I learned to code Pine on TradingView to be able to script some of my own indicators to test some ideas. And I think most ideas just came while I was doing something completely else, and they just random thought popped into my head, or when I was sleeping, I just had a thought and then I woke up and I wrote it down, and after then in the morning when I get up, I just tested that. So yeah,
I can relate. So cool. It sounds like you've been really, really busy. So what's the next what's the next steps then? Are you lost, or do you know where you're going to go with your direction now?
I'm not 100% sure, but I have two more things that I can test, or two ideas, and then I'm completely out of ideas. I don't know anything anymore because it's been a lot of testing.
Right? On the same
on the same strategy. And if that doesn't work, I've decided that I didn't like indicators before, but I kind of really like this formula, so I decided to try. But the next strategies I'm building is going to be with as little indicators as possible. And I'm already looking at a new strategy and kind of every day doing a few predictions. Actually, it started with me wanting to just practice the skill of trading. And so I went into the charts and at roughly 9 a.m, and I look if from the open, the price is up, I go long. And if it's down, I go short. And it's just that I was just kind of making predictions and seeing if they worked out. And this worked really well. So I'm thinking about making something with that.
Right. Okay. Around a daily prediction. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So when do you want to have the other two things tested on this strategy that you've got at the moment?
I want it done. The things, of course, with ideas, I don't know how long it's exactly going to take. So probably a week, I'd say.
Okay. And what will be the kind of deciding factor if you keep it, if it gets a positive expectancy above 2?
Yeah, if the profit factor is above 2, I test it on new pairs, and if it works on enough pairs, because it's on a dailies, right? So it's already doesn't have that many signals, especially with the parabolic SIR. So I need a lot of pairs for it to be usable, because it also filters out a lot of the signals. So you get I got in the end about 50 signals over 11 years.
Right. Okay. So cool. So are you going to start testing the other strategy simultaneously? Did you say? Is that what you said you'd started kind of working on?
Well, I'll probably keep doing those predictions. And then once I finish those two other things that I wanted to finish off with this current strategy, I'm going to really focus on the new one and actually really explore it.
Okay, amazing. What are you working on over the Christmas period? Just this? Like, this is what you're doing?
Yeah, this is it. This is just strategy development.
Amazing. All right, mate. Well, listen, I wish you all the best. It doesn't sound like you need any tips for focus. It sounds like you know exactly what you're going after. I'll be really interested to see if those two tweaks make it profitable, and B, what development on your new strategy. So definitely keep me up to date on that. And mate, I just want to wish you a great Christmas, and I'll see you in the platform.
Thanks, you too, man.
Take care, man. See ya.